I'm Jay Condren. I'm reporting today for the New Brunswick Media Co-op out of Sackville, New Brunswick. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Teresa McAllister, president of QP 2745, the union representing more than 6,400 support staff in the public education system. We're speaking today about news that the New Brunswick's Labor and Employment Board has ordered the provincial government to rescind layoff notices issued to library workers in 3 school districts. The Labor Board found that the province bargained in bad faith and also ordered the government to cancel a reduction in hours for school administrative assistants. It also told the province to, quote, cease and desist from any further changes to employment for now. But the province says it's waiting for next steps. It's waiting on next steps. It's from the Labor Board to publish its rationale for the decision before they proceed to the next steps. So thank you for taking the time to chat with me today, Teresa. And my first question for you is, first of all, how many of your members have been laid off?
It difference of I would say approximately there would be between 60 and 70 persons that were affected. But when you start the process of movement, layoffs, bumping and whatever, it can go upwards of there.
Okie dokie. And are these layoffs happening in all school districts, or where are these layoffs specifically happening?
Specifically, the 3 districts that were hit the hardest are Anglophone West, Anglophone South, and Francophone Sud that had the most of the elimination of the library workers.
Is it just contained to those 3 districts, or are there more districts than that?
There's always layoffs at year end. It's the given that is how we operate, but these are above and beyond the normal of what we would see.
Okay, above and beyond. And this goes beyond librarians, correct? What are some of the other job categories facing layoffs?
Some of the other were the clerical in the Anglophone West district were eliminated by a week of work.
Okay. And what was the reaction to these job cuts? How did your membership feel?
They were caught off guard, as I was caught off guard. I had no previous knowledge that this was coming or going to happen. So the membership, some of them went into work on Monday and were given a layoff notice.
Okay. And the Labor Board said the province bargained in bad faith because it didn't disclose any information about the coming job cuts when the bargaining was underway earlier this year, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And may you please explain to our listeners and viewers what bad faith bargaining means?
And the bad faith bargaining is that they had information that they did not disclose to us as a bargaining agent for QP 2745. So we stuck to the date of April 4th because I guess that was when talks had started to roll out and take place about these layoffs and cutbacks, and we were actively at the bargaining table.
Okay. And do you think the province will take their next steps in a timely and meaningful manner based on the Labor Board ruling before the start of September?
We're hoping that it will start, the process will begin because we are in a very short window for the opening of school, and we'd like to have this closed, finished up, everybody in their places prior to that. But it depends if they're going to take the next couple of weeks to look at that. It is not going to happen.
Okay. And do you expect that the province will appeal the Labor Board ruling?
They can appeal. I mean, they can put it under the judicial review. But again, there is another window of time added to that for the appeal to go through that, a 3-month window, et cetera, et cetera. And then we have the process that we could appeal that appeal. So it will be just an ongoing with no clear end in sight quickly.
Okay. And what would happen if this dragged into the school year? It's into September.
Well, it will be the same if they do what the order says to stop, rescind the layoffs, put everybody back in place where they were prior to this start, and then we would work from there.
Okay. And you have a tentative agreement on a new contract, but voting has been postponed, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And do you expect these layoffs in the ruling on bad faith bargaining will affect the outcome of that vote?
I don't see that it would affect the outcome of the vote because we were ready and right in to vote on that tentative agreement, and this happened, but we could not sit back and do nothing. We have to protect our members, and we're all in this together.
Okay. And when do you maybe estimate that the vote would resume or take place?
Hopefully, we'll be able to get one fire out before we open that can of worms to start the vote. So it's been very busy, very hectic. So I can't see that that's going to happen anytime soon.
Okay. And my next question for you is regarding the students. And how are students affected by these layoffs? What would their school year look like if it took place?
The students were very effective by these layoffs in the beginning. There was letters sent to the minister and that from the students of the impact these cuts of the library workers were having on them. They build a good relationship and a good support system with the school library workers. So they will be happy to know that for the most part, they should be coming back. But if they will be there in seat in September, we don't know that.
And as an extension to that question, are some students affected more than others? And that can be, are people in high school affected more so in elementary school? What about those with special needs who go to school in New Brunswick?
Oh, for sure. There's always a variance of the effects on the students, depending on what school, where they are geographically is big, because a lot of students in the geographical rural areas don't have access to the libraries. The school library is all they have.
Mhm. Very true. And how are you feeling? How are your members feeling as September approaches? What's the atmosphere like as you move forward from this?
Well, they're nervous. They're nervous about what does this mean? How do we move forward? How will we approach this? When will we vote? So those are a lot of questions, but we don't have concrete answers right now. I'm hoping to meet or have discussions with the districts that are affected and get a plan moving forward.
Alrighty, amazing. And is there anything you'd like to add before we wrap up today?
Nope. Thanks for your time and just for the membership. Hold on. We're moving slowly, but we are moving.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Teresa. I've been speaking with Teresa McAllister, president of QP 2745. Thank you for speaking to the New Brunswick Media Co-op today. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.